Good day, and welcome to the first module and webinar of International Trade, delivered to you by Destiny Global Trade and Logistics. Destiny is a skills training and consulting business based in Johannesburg, South Africa. The first module is targeted at individuals and businesses who are seeking basic entry information regarding the international trade industry. To navigate through the slides, view the webinar as a slide show. To pause, right-click and select Pause. To continue, right-click again and select Resume. The next slide will show you the building blocks of the skills training program. It will be followed by the outcomes of the webinar, which will give you a picture of the topics to be covered in this module. Our contact details will be shared at the end of the presentation for any questions or suggestions. The next modules are the structure of the global trade industry, introduction to imports and exports, business-to-business deal making. Destiny has devised a four-stage skills training and development process which seeks to develop importers and exporters from the ground up to the level where they can execute their trade deals efficiently. This particular module is entitled, What is International Trade? It offers the basic foundation which will give way to subsequent stages. The next module is entitled, The Structure of the Global Trade Industry. It will then be followed by Introduction to Imports and Exports, and lastly, Business-to-Business Deal Making. This particular module is going to address the following questions and points. What is international trade? What are imports and exports? What are the different modes of transportation in international trade? Why do businesses trade globally? Which entities are involved in the global trade industry? Tangible and intangible goods that are traded globally? Some rules and regulations governing global trade, and customs control for imports and exports. Let's begin with the definition of international trade. It is imports and exports of goods and services across different countries. You will notice that the words global and international are being used interchangeably throughout the webinar. Looking at this world map here, different countries across the globe have various relationships with one another, including the buying and selling of goods and services cross-border. Now let's unpack the definition of global trade. It is imports and exports of goods and services across different countries using different modes of transportation, that is sea, air, road and rail, and using different payment methods and currencies. Now we're going to zoom into what is importing and exporting. When we import, we as businesses or individuals buy goods from another country or countries, whilst exporting is selling to another country or countries. With imports, the goods get shipped into the country, whilst with exports, they get shipped out of the country. We use the word shipped as it is commonly used in the industry for other modes of transportation as well. However, the goods can be air freighted or moved by rail or road. This map here shows arrows originating from different countries pointing towards South Africa, which is where we are located. However, if you are in a different country, these arrows will point towards your specific country. The arrows show the origin of goods from different continents and countries towards South Africa, which is imports. When we import or buy from other countries, we have to pay for goods in local or foreign currency. Now look at the second map. Here, The arrows originate from South Africa and branch out to different continents and countries. This is exports. When we export, we sell goods and receive payment in local or foreign currency. Global trade has two main legs, logistics and finance. The logistics involves the movement of goods from one country to another using different modes of transportation. The finance part is where different payment methods and mechanisms are used to facilitate and manage international trade finance transactions. Because we operate in global markets, different currencies are utilized for payments. These will be unpacked in the next modules. There are four modes of transportation as depicted on this slide: sea, air, rail, and road. Sea is the mostly utilized. In South Africa, about 80% of containers are shipped by sea annually. Some goods are moved by air cargo, some by rail, and some by road. Looking at this picture here, trucks are carrying different containers of various goods. There's one particular truck, a container is being loaded on it, and it will subsequently transport same to the buyer or importer's premises or warehouse or an agreed destination. Goods and services are traded globally all year round. Goods are tangible, physical objects. These are the things that we can touch, see, and feel. This picture here shows new vehicles, which are tangible goods being shipped. Services, on the other hand, are intangible. We cannot touch, see, or feel them. For instance, skills training, consulting, or advisory services. Goods and services are traded globally, all year round. Goods are tangible. These are the things that we can touch, see, and feel. This picture here shows new vehicles, which are tangible goods being shipped. Services, on the other hand, are intangible. We cannot touch or feel them. For instance, skills training, consulting, or advisory services. The question is, why do we trade globally? It is due to globalization, which is defined as the merging of historically distinct and separate national markets into one huge global marketplace. It is a shift toward a more integrated and interdependent world economy. Businesses worldwide trade with one another because they produce different natural resources, many of which are produced during different seasons because they have different climates and competitive advantages. The international trade industry is governed by various rules and regulations. Every country has a reserve or central bank, which provides and monitors exchange controls. Every entity in the industry must comply with the rules to execute their deals effectively and efficiently. Defying the rules can result in dire consequences. Other rules in the industry are Incoterms, uniform customs practices, uniform rules for demand guarantees, international standby practices, etc. Marine insurance also has its own regulations. These will be unpacked in the subsequent modules. When the goods enter or exit a country, they go through customs and excise control. At customs, supporting documents pertaining to the goods are submitted for verification and clearance. In this picture, the customs officials are examining the container to verify that its contents are as per the supporting documents. The customs procedures will be unpacked in the next modules. We have come to the end of the webinar. We hope that you have found this presentation insightful. Please send us your comments, questions, and any suggestions you may have. Post the COVID-19 outbreak, we will be offering in-house training, one-on-one business-to-business consultations, as well as global trade seminars. You may visit our website and social media pages for updates and can reach us via these contact details. Thank you.